All right, everybody, 9:31. So when it comes to superheroes, best-selling author Brad Meltzer has written about plenty, both real and imagined. But in his celebrated I Am children's series, the heroes aren't from comic books. They're from history. From Rosa Parks to Walt Disney, each story shows kids that true heroes start out just like them, curious, determined, full of dreams.
Yeah, and in his latest release, he turns to 4 musical trailblazers who inspired a generation.
When I heard the song Rock Around the Clock, I felt a tingle up my spine. They even had a new term for it, rock and roll. I love Little Richard, and I'll never forget the first time I heard Elvis Presley sing Heartbreak Hotel. My whole life changed from then on.
Nice.
That's from We Are the Beatles. And this morning he's here to tell us all about it. Please welcome back to New York's very own Brad Meltzer. Great to have you here.
Good to be back.
First of all, love the costume changes.
Yeah.
I love the hair.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Let's start with this. Is the first time you've highlighted a group.
Yeah, so the I Am series is I want to give better heroes to my kids to look up to.
Yeah.
And we did I Am Rosa Parks and I Am Amelia Earhart and give them lessons of kindness and perseverance and tolerance in this world that just seems to, we all hate each other these days.
Yeah.
But we never did a We Are book. It's always been an I Am book. And of course we had to do We Are the Beatles as the first one.
So what did you learn about the Beatles? I guess people think they know them so well, but there's so much unknown. So what did you discover in your research?
And well, the key is to understand, we always think of the Beatles. If I said to you, imagine a Beatles documentary, you'd see the Ed Sullivan Show, and they say, ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles, and then they cut to people screaming in Shea Stadium. But that's not their path. That's the end result. In the beginning, the Beatles were actually terrible. They were bad. In Liverpool, they couldn't even get any more gigs. They were 17 and they were 16 years old. When they brought in George Harrison, he's 14 years old. He's a kid. And then they get to go to Germany. And in Germany, they play every day. They play for 1,100 hours. That's almost 3 hours every day, just playing, not even practicing, playing in front of an audience for almost a year. That's how they become the Beatles. It's not magic.
Wow.
It's hard work. And I want my daughter to have that lesson, and I want my sons to have that lesson. And that's what We Are the Beatles is about.
Wow, what
That's
a
amazing.
teachable moment then for them to read this book. Do you ever listen to your readers and they say, hey, can you do a book on so-and-so or this person?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, we used to just pick, Rosa Parks is pretty obvious. I Am Martin Luther King Jr. is obvious. Frida Kahlo, right? But then kids started writing to us. And kids do not actually ask for anything. They demand. They're little terrorists, right? They're like, this is who here's my list of demands, and this is who I want to see. But the thing is, they're right. They pick good people. So the next book that we're doing is Simone Biles.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Why? Because kids kept asking for her, and we wanted to do a book on mental health. Look at where our kids are today. If you have a kid today, anxiety and all those things, so of course Simone Biles came next. We got the Beatles because so many kids said, my mom and dad taught me about the Beatles. So each time we do listen to our readers. It's important.
I love that.
That's amazing. I'm just blown away by that. That's actually really, really good. And so you're listening to the kiddos, right? And you, by the way, your description of little terrorists, spot on.
You have children, I appreciate that.
I mean, it's just spot on. But how often do you like to put a book out, and how long does it take to kind of do the research? Like for Simone Biles, you can sit down with her and talk to her?
So we've done, when we did I Am Jane Goodall spent time with us. When we did I Am Billie Jean King spent 2 hours on the phone with me, correcting every detail of the book. Dolly Parton has helped us. We've had Oprah Winfrey with her book. Simone Biles, we sent it to her. We're waiting, fingers crossed, when it's all done. And I love the fact that we get to do that. It's, it's a little trickier to ask George Washington what he was up to.
Why?
If I do get an answer, I have bigger problems. But to me, the fun of these books is always making sure that kids see themselves. That's why we draw them as little kids. Because these aren't the lessons of famous people. This is what we're all capable of on our very best days. And that's what I want to stand for. Right? The book is called Ordinary People Change the World as a series for a reason. It's my core belief. I don't care where you went to school. I don't care how much money you make. That's nonsense to me. I believe in regular people and their ability to affect change in this world. And it's why I believe in Rosa Parks and Dr. King and the Beatles, but every person we've spoken about today, every person I've mentioned to you, right? We treat them as these kind of, they're perfect in every way. The Beatles are millionaires and, Rosa Parks is unstoppable. But every person I've mentioned had moments where they were scared and they were terrified and they didn't know they can go on. But they do. And that's what we got to teach our kids.
Yeah.
Well, your books are very inspiring. Many of them sit on the bookshelves in my daughter's bedroom. Quick question, though. You are not just writing about this. I mean, you also have a book called Make Magic. You brought it with you here today. Tell us a little bit about what that's about.
Yeah, so last year I got to give the commencement address at the University of Michigan. And there are 70,000 people in the stadium. I'm focused on one. My son was graduating that day.
Oh.
So I'm sitting in front of everyone. I talked about magic. And as a writer, that's my job, making things appear out of thin air. But when you ask actual magicians, there's only 4 types of magic tricks. 1, you make something appear. 2, you make something disappear. 3, you make 2 things switch places. And 4, you take one thing and you turn it into something else. The hardest trick of all, transformation. And I went through all of the different tricks. I can tell you about them, but the end to me is a book of inspiration for people that really, we all starving. And when I was done with the speech, all these people were like, I want the text of that speech. Please, can I have it? It was so inspiring. I've written for 27 years. No one's ever asked me for the text of anything I've said.
Right.
But Make Magic was a really special one. So for someone in graduation or someone who needs inspiration, it's the best gift I can think of.
That's awesome. Very good.
That's very cool. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I guess
Sorry, we have something for you.
Oh, we have
our
something for
producer
me.
just walked in.
This is breaking news.
This is breaking news.
Breaking news. We're just discovering this right here. We got you something here. Do you want me to just give it to him? Try to take it out?
Okay.
No, this is brand new.
Fine. If it's like a human head, I'm going to be. It's not a human head. I'm so happy.
Right.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, you know me. This is the PIX.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Picks.
Yes.
We were just talking about this. Kevin Smith and I were just talking about how if you grew up in New York, you know that Pix was a part of your childhood.
There you
And
go.
last time I was on, you promised me you would give me a present. And
see, we follow through. Thank
listen,
you for coming
Pix
through with the
does
breaking
not-
news. You didn't forget, okay?
they did not forget.
All right.
Great having you on.
That's my Make Magic moment. Thank you.
There you go.
See, you made it appear.
I appreciate it.
Of course, you can grab copies of Make Magic and We Are the Beatles wherever books are sold. Great to have you here, Brad.